What is up, everybody? It's your boy Phil Shocker, the 96 Hedgehog here with our Week 4 PMC Team Builder. We are currently 2-1 going into the season. We are about entering the halfway point of the season. We are in a pretty decently good position right now. Hopefully we can keep that position going. But if you guys are excited, leave a like, comment down below if you haven't already, subscribe, join the Phil Shocker crew today because you'll be rolling with the king of the crew. But we are here for a very special match. We are going against my boy, Omo29, aka Owen. He is one of my longest buddies here in the Draft League community, and I am really looking forward to yet another matchup against Owen. Here's a fun fact. I believe Owen is 0-4 against me. I think it's 4. I could be wrong. It could be 5. But of the, I believe, 4 times me and Owen have battled, I have beaten him every single time. He has never beaten me once. And with the transactions I made, he ain't gonna beat me. Just a little smart smack talk though, but I definitely think Owen's got a decently good matchup here. He didn't decent matchup versus me. It's not gonna be the best, it's not gonna be the greatest, but hey, I gotta still play around some of his comics. It's got a few threatening things, so I gotta be careful about that. But if you guys, like I said, are excited, like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into this matchup. So looking at my opponent's team, he has got a Aromatisse type, Tornadus T, Jolteon, evil man himself, Swampert, Aegis Slash, Flygon, Obstagoon, Centiskorch, Wacky, and Golduck. Look at this matchup. I do not see Golduck coming whatsoever. And in this matchup, it's going to be really interesting for him not to bring Thwacky. Now, why would he not bring Thwacky is weird. Because if you really think about it, I have Earth Power. I have a few mons that do get access to Earthquake, which could hinder me a little bit. But I also have mons that access to other ground type moves. We pretty much can ignore that. If you also think about it, Thwacky kind of can't do too much. And if you really think about it, I can take advantage of his own terrain and run something with my Unburdened Geico, aka my Sceptile. And if you also really think about it, my Sceptile has a very strong matchup versus him, and I don't think he would really want to boost my Sceptile's grass type moves. And also, wouldn't want to give recovery to things like Sceptile, Coco, Gigaliv, Dracovish, and stuff like that. I feel like that's just really not good. So I don't think he brings that. And plus, I don't really have a scary ground presence of a mon for him to want to bring that. So Centiskorch I don't think comes, but has a decent chance to still potentially come if he really thinks he needs it. I just overall I don't think it's gonna be really that important for him to bring it. But it's still relatively decent. It's not the best, but it's decent at best. I think Obstagoon has a decent chance to show up. There is a few things on my team that Obstagoon kind of can just be able to beat 1v1 if it's a certain set. I overall don't think Obstagoon's not that threatening versus me, but overall I think there's a decent good matchup for it to potentially come if he really thinks he needs to. But look at it, Owen's main squad. I think he brings the Aromatisse. The Aromatisse, honestly, is one of the most threatening things on his team. It is very, very scary for my team to be able to handle Aromatisse in any type of situation there. I believe Torn has to come. It was this, I believe, his first overall pick. I think pretty much most times on the not, you do bring your first overall pick. Just because, for like, one, it's your first overall pick. Why not bring your first overall pick? That makes zero sense why you, like, not do that, you know? So that'd be just crazy not to bring it. Jolteon, I think he's purposely going to pick Jolteon for 2 reasons. One, to abuse my own terrain, as my terrain abuse is very, very dangerous for him to use on me. But overall, I think he just wants to bring it to spite me and try to beat me with my own mascot. I think Swampert definitely is going to come. Swampert's relatively good this matchup. It really stops Coco. I do expect potentially a Rindoberry set. Might be leftovers. He's gonna probably bring Stealth Rocks on it though, for sure, because it's only Hazard Setter, and it's one of his, if not his only Hazard set mon here. So I just don't know, but he could be Rindo. He could try to be Assault Vest if he really wanted to be able to take some hits from my team. So there's that. I think Aegis Slash makes a lot of sense. Aegis Slash from some standard points, very, very offensively hits hard with dual stab. I definitely think it's going to be forced to bring a fighting type move so it can actually hit things like Moltres to hit for neutral damage. I think it's also going to be something he's got to be forced to bring. I feel like his dual stab does come. I don't know if we see a Tatabized Swords Dance or anything like that potentially, just because I think his team doesn't allow that for him to do that. So there could be that type of situation going on. And I think lastly but not least, Flygon. I think Flygon is going to be his main choice scarf for this game. Most likely because of the fact that Flygon matches up relatively strong versus my team. It's faster than Dracovish unless I get Sand Up. It's faster than Tapu Koko. It's faster than my Moltres. It's faster than my Gigalith. It's faster than a lot of things on my team with that choice scarf. And you can just run dual stab. I think it's going to potentially run U-turn for pivoting. And there for its third move, honestly, it could be a mixed set too with having Fire Blast because that way it hits Buzzwole, it hits Sceptile. If he doesn't really want to run something to hit me and just go for the Dragon Stab, as a good kind of like a safe middle ground play. So there's that. So that's the team I'm expecting my good buddy Owen to bring. So let's go and bring the team over. So the first Pokemon I looked at, when you look at his team, my Moltres kind of just goes in on him. We are running Despair, Argalarian, Moltres, excuse me there, with the Wakam Berry, Nasty Plat, Fiery Wrap, Air Slash U-Turn. This set kind of just goes in and picks up a KO. Basically, as soon as I get a Nasty Plot up, there is something that is going to just die. And with the Con Berry, in case he has Specs Jolteon, I guarantee live the Specs hit and puts me in Berserk range. And basically, I'm going to claim another KO. Unless he forces himself to go into something that's, slow and everything like that. Then, if anything, it forces Torn to come out, or it forces Flygon to come out and try to revenge me. So, Moltres has actually been really fun to use. It hasn't done too much. It's only picked up 2 KOs in its career. It's been 2 and 2, but overall, I think it's been a really good Pokemon to use. But I think this is the game Moltres can try. We are running Air Slash over Hurricane, just for the fact that one, we're going with a move that can most likely hit versus a move that most likely will miss, especially with Nasty Plot boosted and with getting Berserk boosted. I think it's more safer to run Air Slash than running something like, say, Hurricane. We have U-turn there for pivoting. We have Fiery's Wrath, because Fiery Wrath honestly has no switch-ins on his team except for the Aromatisse and the Obstagoon. Other than that, there's no switch-ins to Fiery Wrath, which is really good. We are running Modest to basically blow back something. 116 HP for some good bulk, 40 in Spadef, just a little Spadef boosted, and we are running enough speed we were faster than his Aegislash and anything 60 base and a lower, so that's very, very important to note right there. So this mon very well could just kick up 1 or 2 KOs. Its design is to hopefully be able to break and just kind of get 1 or 2 KOs and then try to weaken stuff down. We're bringing Crystal, my Gigalith, this week with Rock Slide, Toxic, Earthquake, and Stealth Rock. Kind of a Spadef light offensive bulky Pokemon this week. Max HP 116 in the attack, 12 in defense, 128 Spadef with the careful nature. Basically, I don't think we're going to expect to see a special Aegislash. I think physical Aegislash makes a lot more sense versus me than special because of the fact that I think if sure. If he gets Focus Blast, I'm pretty sure he doesn't run that. He could potentially run a mixed Aegislash set as well. He could run something like, say, Close Combat / Sacred Sword, and then run things like Shadow Ball, Flash Cannon, and then maybe Shadow Sneak or King Shield, one of the two that he thinks is better. But with this set, this thing kind of clicks a few buttons against his team. Toxic's pretty much free against the majority of his team. He does not have a granted poison type. I guess this is the one instance where we could have had Toxic Spikes with Roselia, but I think you can't change your mind. Plus, it would have actually helped him a little bit too with some of his mons. So, but Rock Slide's really good. We are running Rocks. Rocks aren't necessarily that important this game, as he could be Heavy Duty Boots Torn. But Rocks is very, very good though, because it pressures him to think, okay, do I want to battle this whole game with Rocks, or do I want to be able to get rid of these Rocks for certain mons? Because if he's not Heavy Duty Boots on Torn, Torn guarantee takes 25% each turn it comes in, which is relatively free and guarantees him in range of a lot of things on my team, which is really, really good. So definitely going to be expecting him to be kind of pressured to do something in this game, but nonetheless, Gigalith does, and also with Toxic, is pretty much Toxic everywhere. The probably main switch in I could see on this thing would either be Swampert or Aegislash. Probably most likely Swampert. Swampert can take a lot of hits, but again, Toxic's pretty free unless he's got Aromatherapy or Heal Belt on his Aromatisse, which may or may not have it. We're bringing Mr. Vish, baby, and there is no surprise that this thing just comes in and picks up a KO. It did that last time, but unfortunately, pretty much had to sack it off because it wasn't going to be able to do too much else that I felt like that game. And just weakening down things like Rotom was really more important. But This game, Mr. Fish has no switch-ins. We have Vicious Reds, Outrage, Facade, Leech Light, Facade just in case I get burned, Toxic, or something like that. Leech Light just in case I want to weaken something down and get Recovery. Outrage if you just want to click Outrage. And then Vicious Red, which is pretty much going to be my main move of click. Basically, if something's in Sandstorm and it's not Quick Feet or Scarf, oh wait, none of his Scarf is gonna, unless he's Scarf Torn. If he's Scarf Torn, then it's his best option. But other than that, this thing just gets to claim a KO every single time. This thing outspeeds max speed, Scarfed, Polygons. Basically insane. This thing has no switch-ins. And if Aromatisse is on, he comes in on a switch-in, it gets 2-8 KO'd or it gets knocked out if it's on max defensive. If it's offensive with just max HP, that thing is going to drop like a sack of fur stuff. I don't know what this thing is, but nonetheless, Dragovich kind of just claims a KO, which exactly is what we want it to do. I love Mr. Fish. He's just so good. He's he's probably my most successful Gen 8 Pokemon I've used so far, besides Kiki Bird, aka Galarian Zapdos. So I've been really having fun with Mr. Fish. Up next, we're bringing Maisaku with, yes, you see it right there on your screen. It's a very stupid item, but it's an item that makes sense. We are bringing Weakness Policy Tapu Koko, baby. Now, why are we bringing Weakness Policy Tapu Koko? Well, it's because of two reasons. One, if he's special, Flygon, that could be a little problematic to use our weakness policy, so that's something to be very mindful of right there. But this is the guaranteed lure in Swampert. Because, for one, I click Iron Defense, a Swampert comes in, and then I can either do two things. I can either click Iron Defense again as he goes for the Earthquake, or I go straight for the Dazzling Gleam just to see what kind of spread this Swampert is as he clicks Earthquake, or he could have the Toxic. Very well could have Toxic, also could set up his Rock potentially as well in front of me, and I can just get free 2 Deagly and just be able to pressure him very offensively very well. I think literally Tapu Koko just matches up so well. It forces Flygon not to come in on me unless I get the free switch in. And if I just get one Iron Defense off, I'm pretty much fine. If he specs on that Flygon with Scorching Sands, that's actually a big problem for us. But if you then look at that with this set, it basically knocks him out regardless. We are running 76 in HP, 48 in defense, max special attack, modest nature with 132 speed. The speed lets me be faster than everything on his team except for the Torn. But again, Torn doesn't really stay on me because Torn really can't do anything except either knock off or U-turn on me in that type of situation. And I want him to bait in to see if I am going to be running pretty much the speed to outspeed his max speed. So there's that. Up next, after his amazing showing last week, we're going to bring the exact same set this week, except we're going to change it up just a tiny bit. We are bringing the pretty much exact same set with Sceptile, our Geico here with 136 in HP, max attack, adamant, 96 speed, 24 speed. I actually did a speed creep of the max speed Choice Scarf Torn just as a double check measurement in case he thinks he can run max speed with the Unburden or anything like that. Because there could be a decent chance he could run Choice Scarf Torn to stop Dracovish potentially as well. But basically, as soon as my Unburden pops, I am faster than everything. There is nothing he can do to be faster than me. And if I get a Swords Dance up, it's basically GG because Torn basically gets knocked out. Leap Blade pretty much knocks out everything, and even with Aegis Slash at +2, I can safely go for Earthquakes, and I can either pretty much bring on the verge of death or knock it out, one of the two, and I can revenge with something else in the back. So Geico is looking to hopefully pull off the second sweep again in the late game situation. And also making his debut is Dreidel. So officially we have brought, I think we've brought in, except Armaldo. Except for Armaldo, I think, or was it something else? No, I think it was Armaldo. I might be stupid. I'm just really blanking on the other mon I'm having right now. No, Noctowl, which I don't think I'm ever going to be bringing. But Dreidel coming this week. And I think, honestly, Dreidel has a solid matchup. It's just we have to kind of semi get away with the Swampert. We have to kind of get away with the Aegis Slash, kind of. And maybe the ops to Goon. If I do see Goon, I have to be careful how I play around Claydol. Luckily, though, Goon does not get Sucker Punch, even though it should get Sucker Punch. That could be more better. But luckily, I can hopefully get this thing in with the Trick Room. What's also really, really good is Trick Room Gigalith is a massive problem versus him. Because then Gigalith actually plays an offensive role in this matchup as well. But we are bringing the Pasho Berry on my Claydol to be able to handle the Swampert. And hopefully, if Swampert is chipped by then or is eliminated, my Passion Berry does get wasted. But nonetheless, having it is really good because I can set up Trick Room pretty much freely against a good amount of his team. And then I can go for the Nasty Plot, which Claydol got this generation, which is pretty cool. And Ice Beam pretty much hits everything I don't want to hit with Earth Power, and then Earth Power is my main stab over Psychic, just because one, if I get a +2 off and in comes that Obstagoon potentially, I can knock that thing out roughly unless it's AV or specially defensive with Earth Power. Just clean knock that thing out. The worst it does is knock off me or potentially goes for the facade or goes for the dark move. Just any dark move down. I might be able to live just one unless he gets his guts boost, then I don't live one. But with a normal facade, I can live at least one. I am running the max HP variation because of the fact that it gives me the most bulk since my natural defenses are very good. And I put the 4 in defense for extra small bits of defense investment just in case for most of his team. But again, if he wants to try to flip turn as a nasty plot, that actually helps me unless he's going to go right into the Aegislash, which again is something he would have to be careful about because Aegislash is technically faster than me under Trick Room if he's run 0 speed, but I think he's going to run some speed over no speed because of the fact of that. He doesn't probably expect me to bring Trick Room Claydol, so there's a reason why I can expect him not to really want to have any speed focused a lot of. He might still have some speed, but I don't think he really is. But again, there is a small chance he could bring Trick Room as well, but he has to be careful because there are some of my Mons that actually benefit from Trick Room going against his team, whether my Trick Room, which goes against better his. So that's gonna be it for this one, guys. And in all seriousness, I'm looking forward to this match against Owen. Will he finally beat me? Will he finally go 4-1, or will I go straight 5-0 against Owen? Who knows? But nonetheless, I'm having a lot of fun this season. Let's hopefully keep the fun up. I'm hoping this team puts in so much work again, and just hopefully keep up this winning streak that we've got going on for us right now. But that's gonna be it for me, guys. Leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe to join the Phil Shocker crew today. But until next time, guys, I'm Phil Shocker, the United States Hedgehog. I'll see you guys next time.